Alright, hi YouTube, this is Matt again. Day 2 of the winemaking process. Today I'm going to show you some equipment, show the yeast, and stir the mixture and add the yeast. Very simple. First I want to show you the yeast I'm using, which is kept in the fridge. This is the Red Star yeast. You can get for $1 or less a packet on eBay or at a wine store. And that's what I use for most wine. This time I'm actually going to use champagne yeast, just because I want to try it. I think it'd be cool. I've heard that champagne yeast gives it more of a fizzy soda pop kind of flavor to it, and it helps with the alcohol content. We'll see what happens. But first thing I want to do is I'm going to stir this mixture, which I already have Camden mixed up in a Coke bottle, so that way I don't have to keep making like that bucket of water I did the other night. It's just easier to do with this if I have it on hand. Like I said, you want to make sure everything that you put into your wine is sanitized. You put something in there that's growing nasty bacteria and or mold, and it gets in your wine, it can ruin the entire batch. You just put a little of that Camden solution on there and clean it off. Some places say you gotta let stuff sit in Camden for like 20 minutes, but I've been doing this now for almost a year, and I've never had any problems. We got our wine, or our mixture that we made last night. So I'm just going to stir that up. Just, you know, anything that might be on the bottom, we're going to stir up in there. And plus we're going to oxygenate a little bit. Now that we let it sit for 24 hours, it has reached room temperature. So very easy process here. Just cut the yeast open. And some yeast say you got to put it in water and let it sit for 15 minutes before you do it, and I don't. I do it this way. That's the way I've told Ben do it. It works. Just take the yeast, sprinkle it on top. That's it. And then just let it go. Like I told you last night, some people will just set this on top. Others will lock it down. I've done it both ways. First time you do it, you might want to lock it down just so you can see the CO2 that the yeast is making by eating the sugar and producing alcohol, and the CO2 will bubble up through the bubbler, and you'll know it's fermenting, and plus you'll be able to smell it. It'll smell a little yeasty, and you'll definitely smell the alcohol. Plus, if you start with a higher specific gravity, it'll bubble a lot faster. And if you don't have it totally sealed, totally tight, it won't bubble. So we'll just leave that there, and that's pretty much done. Tomorrow I'm going to do a video, just me stirring it, very simple. And you need to do that for the next 7 days. Every day you need to stir it. Of course, I'm not going to do a video every 7 days because it's the same exact thing, but I do want to show you some equipment you're going to need for the 7th day. On the 7th day, we're going to check specific gravity, you know, again with the test tube and the hydrometer, and see where that's doing. We're going to transfer it, and this is still unwashed, I haven't done that yet. I'm going to be transferring it from the primary fermentation to the secondary, which is the carboy, which you're going to need a racking cane. This is a racking cane where you stick down in there, and then you got to get suction. And in the use of gravity, it'll transfer the wine from here to here. And this is just a few bucks, but I suggest you spring a few more bucks. It's still less than 10 bucks, and get what they call the auto siphon, which is this part for it. Because if you don't have this, you have to put that in the wine, and then you got to suck it to get the siphon going. But this thing, the auto siphon, you can just put it in there, pump it a few times, it creates suction, and you're going. Well worth the money. And plus, if you ever have problems with things stop fermenting, you can use this to oxygenate your wine. You just stick this part down the wine and you pump it, and then pump oxygen to the wine, and you can get it going again. So this is definitely a good investment for less than $10. You're also going to need a bung. I believe this is a number 7 bung. It's basically just a piece of rubber with a hole drilled through it, and you're going to put it at the top of your carboy, and then after you transfer it, you'll put the bubbler in the bung. And then one other thing that I like to use, I haven't found them very cheap, but they're like $6-7 bucks, is a carboy holder. It's just an easy way, because otherwise you're going to have to pick this thing up like that, and 5 gallons of liquid's kind of heavy, and it saves your back. You just get one of these, slip it on there, and then you can carry it. I always still carry it low to the ground, because if it ever did happen to fall, you don't want 5 gallons of wine and broken glass all over your floor. So when I do carry it, I still only carry it to the floor. But that's pretty much it for today. Tomorrow morning you should be bubbling away, and you should be smelling wine, and then I'll come back again in 24 hours and we'll stir it and see how it's doing. So that's it for today. See you later.